So I'd like to welcome the beautiful Michele Santo. Hello, darling. How are you?
Hi, Kim.
Thank you for playing with me today. So what we want to do is you've come to me talking about the fact that you've had this feast and famine where, you've had a job, then you don't have a job, then you've got a business that you're running, and you would love to earn an income from that, but you're just in between events at the moment where you're not earning any income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I want to ask you is, because especially when you said I would love to earn an income from my business, I get resistance immediately. Can you tell me why that would be?
Maybe because I've come from a family that wants me to have a full-time corporate job and feels that that is the only safe way to earn an income. And I've obviously picked up on it because I started to apply for jobs. And I don't want to do that.
So why does your family believe that you can only earn an income from a solid job?
I think they just want to see me settled. They want to see me safe and secure and on my own again.
Do any of them have experience in running their own business?
My mom.
Uh-huh.
She was very successful at it.
Why does she think that you can't be?
I think she wants me to go for it, but I think she's also like, look at all your options, Michele, and see which one is going to earn you the money the fastest to bridge you to the next step of growing your business or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's next for me.
Okay. So I can already see that there is an advantage for you not to make money from your business, is to make your parents happy and to follow their belief patterns and things like that. But I do actually know that there's something deeper. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into that and literally then just wipe that clean and pretty much change your belief patterns right now and stop that programming in the background, because there's an advantage to you not earning an income. Oh, there's a massive advantage. It's acceptance, right?
Oh, I never thought about that.
That's okay. Usually in these sessions, I don't do the talking, but hilariously, it's just all coming out. So I'll just go with it and go with the flow. But you're actually getting acceptance from your family by not making an income and actually saying, yeah, that's actually true. What you're saying is true. You're right. But it also is bringing in, would you call yourself a people pleaser?
I used to be, yeah. I'm definitely straying away from that behavior. It doesn't serve me anymore at all.
Perfect. Okay, let's get into the universal mindset technique, because I've actually just gone on a bit of a strange tangent and just receiving what we needed to do. But I'm going to go back onto the technique now and follow the process to get deeper even still. So we'll call this, feast and famine. So when you're experiencing this level of feast and famine, what is the emotions and feelings that brings up?
It's frustration, it's sadness, it's embarrassment, and it must be a little bit of fear.
Yeah.
It's very much frustration in all capital letters.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have this level of frustration, sadness, fear around this feast and famine process, like experience, what does that mean about you as a person?
I feel like I'm pushing and pulling at the same time. I feel like I'm taking a lot of action to talk to 5 people a day. I'm taking a lot of action to market my business. I'm taking a lot of action of being more visible than I was comfortable with. But I'm not seeing the results.
Yeah, great.
And it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, of course. So if you are actually taking so much action and doing so much like traditional processes that usually work for running a business, yeah. So you've got all the traditional processes that you're doing it, and nothing's happening. What does that mean about you as a person?
I'm blocking it. I don't think it means that I'm good or bad, because I feel like I'm just at a certain point in my journey
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm not allowing it somehow.
Okay. And why would you, just tell me the first thing that comes to mind, why would you not allow it?
Because I think I have a fear of success.
Okay. I did actually get that a little while ago, so that's perfect. And I needed you to connect to that. So if you have a fear of success, what does that mean about you?
That I really believe, because I've read a lot of books about this, that the amount of resistance that I have to money is equal to the amount of flow that wants to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost as if I feel like I can't manage my money because my mother didn't and my father did, and maybe he did an okay job at it because he was in finance.
Yeah.
But it's almost as if I'm giving my power away and thinking that I once I do become more successful, that I won't be able to manage the money or invest the money. But that's silly, because I know I can reach out for support because I'll have the money to hire someone to help me.
Yeah. But this is where we need to find out what's running, like this programming. We want to find out what that programming is that's underneath. So it's interesting. I've never had this experience with anyone else where each time I get really close to the belief, you actually override it really quickly. Yeah. You talk yourself around it, and I'm like, whoa, you've actually done it 4 times.
Really?
And it's almost like making it that it's not true. And I'm like, this is very interesting. So we're playing a new game here. So I'm going to take another tactic with you. Because you're very clever. You've done all the research. You've done all the work. And, you know what to do, right? You know what to do to have a successful business.
I think so, yeah.
But it's not happening. So you do keep resorting back to like what you know. I need to find out what you believe. What you know and what you believe are 2 different things. So every time I get close to the belief, what you know keeps coming up.
Okay.
That's actually the block.
Okay.
I need to get to the belief, but you keep coming up with what you know. And the thing is, what you know is not serving you, because it's not working. Like, you know how to make a successful business. You know what it takes. You know everything. Like, you know it all. The thing is, there's a program running in the background which is stopping you from adopting those things. So I love that you know all that stuff. And I think that's such an advantage, because when we remove this belief, these things that you know will become true, and they will work for you. Okay? At the moment, they're a coping mechanism to block the belief.
Okay.
And I've never seen it before. So it's really interesting, because I'd get close to the belief and you bring up what you know. Close to the belief, bring up what you know. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. So I want you just to take a deep breath and have an awareness that is like a pattern of yours. And it's just a way that you've learned to cope, to deal with, there's this, it's very tricky and very hidden belief that's in there, which is using what you know to hide. But it's not working for you. So it's not going to hide anymore, because what you know you are going to use in the future, but it's not going to be what blocks this belief anymore. So we're literally going to wipe, just for now, we're going to wipe, you might feel a little bit dizzy, but it's going to wipe everything that you know away for now.
Okay.
Because you've done a lot of, like, what you've brought up today is really, like, you've got a lot of knowledge. You've got a lot of knowledge. So I can see your frustration, my darling. You know exactly how to have a successful business. So that part you're good at. Perfect. I want to know what the belief is that's running it, that's stopping you from being successful. The weird thing that's coming up is actually saying successful and happy.
maybe I feel like I'm not good enough in some way, or I don't deserve it in some way, or that I think the belief is for me to earn a good income in my business that I have to work really, really, really hard.
They're all there, but that's not it. Like I can see
That's
it.
not
Like,
it. Shoot.
no, that's okay. I will get you there. Don't worry. I just need you to relax. Like just
Okay.
relax into it. So you've got a lot of layers here where you've got all your knowledge on top. Then underneath, you've got these learnt beliefs. Not good enough. Don't deserve it. They're all textbook.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I can feel when we're on the right track and when we've got it. This is not it yet. So you've also learnt, because you're so clever. You're so clever. You're like a sponge. So you've learned that if I'm not making any money, then maybe I've got the not good enough. Maybe I've got the not that I don't deserve it and that I have to work hard. But I don't feel that at all. Again, that's still all learnt and knowledge. Push that aside. I'm going to ask a question and you just need to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. So I really need to relax. You will have resistance going there, so don't worry. It's been hiding for a while. Really need you to relax your body and just breathe and just be. Actually, I've got it. If you just be yourself, what does that mean about you?
I think I'm very likable.
Yeah. And so just explain a little bit about you.
I'm passionate, I'm creative, I'm positive, I'm reliable, I'm there for people. I mean, that's a lot about me.
Yep, great. Okay, so without all of that, who are you?
The soul.
Yeah. Explain to me a little bit about your soul.
I feel like the soul is my true essence, and what I've come here to do is empower young girls to not be people pleasers and to help them feel confident so they can become powerful women faster than I have and chase their dreams instead of thinking that they had to have a boyfriend on their side or they needed a certain amount of income to feel good enough.
So what guided you to do that?
It came to me in a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I sought out. And I was actually a copywriter for Wellness Warriors and working in the wellness space. I'm a health coach. I've done a lot of different things. And I felt like my copywriting wasn't really taking off financially. And I said, well, maybe I need to niche down and find out the exact people I need to serve. So I listened to an audio. It was called Nail Your Niche. And it said, close your eyes and visualize the people that you're here to help. And I immediately saw skinny little knobby knees. And I said, teenage girls, what does this have to do with anything? And I was terrified that I had to admit that I didn't know it all when I was growing up. And I wasn't confident growing up.
Oh my God, stop there. That is it.
What did I do?
That is it. Just stop there for a second. Oh my God. Okay, this is perfect. So you can see that you've been guided to work with teenage girls. Now, the reason why you've been guided to work with teenage girls is there's still something to heal within you around being a teenager.
Okay.
And that's actually how you do it. But can you see that you were terrified that you didn't know it all? Oh my God. Can you see that you have totally been telling me that you know it all?
Yeah.
Your belief is that I don't know it all.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Write that down.
I can now feel that energy moving. You are so tricky. That is the trickiest little belief I've ever had. Like I don't know if you can feel the energies now moving, like you'll start feeling goosebumpy, a little bit lightheaded and things like that. That's what's driving it. It's okay. You don't need to connect to it or anything like that. It's already done. It's moving really quickly, which is really interesting. So I want you to tell me the earliest memory you have of when you didn't know it all.
I know it.
Okay.
When I was probably in elementary school, and I was always strong in English and creative art and stuff like that, but I was never good at math, and it always took extra coaching, and my dad was good at math. Mm-hmm. And we would fight. I mean, he would help me with my math homework, but it would just, the way he would do it, and then there was always this thing around physics, and my dad would say, you mean you didn't take physics? You don't understand how that works? Like, and I grew up thinking I was stupid, and I believed it for a long time.
Do you think you might still have that now?
I mean, of course, there's a chance that I have a residual, but I think I've recognized that I am very educated.
Because that's a coping mechanism.
That's it?
Why? Oh my God, it so is. Did you see that you just completely told me all of that right at the beginning? You were telling me everything you knew. And remember, I was going, that's just coping. That's just the top. That was just to compensate for this.
Wow.
Okay. I need to go deeper, because when you're telling me about your dad, that wasn't it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
It's earlier.
Really?
Yep. So when you said that I'm stupid, that's the next layer. So if I can ask you, what's the earliest memory of when you felt stupid?
Fourth or fifth grade, I had a teacher that maybe said, you'll never make it. You'll never make it in the real world, or you'll never make it in high school. I've had a couple teachers say that to me. You're really good with your ideas, Michelle, but you'll never make it in business. I had a professor tell me that. I was like, who says that?
Yep. We've got to go deeper. Because can you see that this belief was actually attracting the teachers to say that? There's something that happened earlier than that. Now, I don't want you to think there's a difference between thinking and receiving, because what we're actually doing is we're digging into your subconscious. You can't think into your subconscious. You need to allow it to come out. So I already know, because I can read minds. You can to connect to it. So I want you to go earlier than fourth or fifth grade. So maybe around when you first started school. Do you remember when you first started school? How old were you when you first started school?
I mean, I'm thinking of first grade, and I don't really know how old you are in first grade. Maybe 6, 5?
Yep.
You like that?
Yeah. Now, what teacher did you have?
In first grade, I think I had Mrs. Lafrac.
And what was she like?
I don't remember her too much. I don't really remember too much about her. She was, I don't know. She might have been a little tough. I know her husband was my doctor. That I think I remember, Dr. Lafrac. He's a pediatrician.
Okay. So was she older or younger or middle-aged?
I think she was middle-aged.
Yeah.
I might have gotten in trouble in first grade for like climbing over the bathroom stalls or something.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you were with someone. So you and someone else.
Yes.
And you did get into trouble, and you then just went, because you were such a good girl. You were so good, and you always tried to be so good. Tell me about so who was this other girl?
It had to have been my friend Suzanne.
Did she have curly hair?
one of the girl, I don't know.
Don't worry. I can just see it. That's all.
And I just remember them climbing, stepping on the toilet paper holder and climbing over the stalls and going one after the next. And I don't know why I followed her. I'm like, oh, this is like fun.
Yeah.
And we got caught.
Yeah.
And my teacher said, if your friend asked you to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, would you do it? Like, why are you copying them if they're being bad, but that's not really who you are?
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah. So why are you copying? So why do you think you copied?
Probably to be accepted and liked.
Ooh, geez. Recreating that, okay, accepted and liked. Which is actually saying that back then you didn't think you were. So, I still need to get you to connect deeper with this, because you are actually really a strong person. You are such a strong person. When you decide to put a block up on something, you do a good job. I want you to try and go back to when you got into trouble, and what did you feel like when you got into trouble?
I felt terrible. Like, how am I ever going to tell my parents? Or is the teacher going to call my mom? Am I going to get punished? What is going to happen? Oh, no.
Yeah. Did you feel kind of, the word that comes up is like, by you doing that, I feel like that's the first time you did something wrong.
Possibly.
So by doing that, you felt tainted since then. Because it's now like on your record, because you were so good right up until then, and then it's like you've done this bad thing that it's now everyone's going to know about it. You can't get past it. It's like, now I'm a bad person for doing that, or I've done something wrong. So, and I know that you kind of maybe beat yourself up back then for doing it. Thing is, even at that young age, you then pushed it down.
Okay.
And have hidden it in there. Because even now, we really haven't fully connected with it. Otherwise, you'd be crying right now.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for that to happen. Okay.
The thing is, usually when we do this, it happens, but you're not going there. You won't let that happen.
Oh, no, but I want to.
What'll happen if you let down your guard?
I'll feel vulnerable.
Yep. And what's wrong with that?
Maybe people will judge me.
Oh, this is all from them.
I can't even believe that. That's wow.
What's the worst? What's the worst thing that could happen if people judge you?
I guess if they judge me, then they're not my friends, or they won't like me.
Yeah. And what if they don't like you?
I mean, hopefully I won't feel like I don't like me.
Will you be alone then?
Maybe.
I'm going to go back a little bit earlier, because there's something else that's come up just now. Okay. Did you have siblings when you were growing up? Okay, what were they?
I had a younger brother who was 4 years younger than me.
Okay. So you're the eldest.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up, do you think?
Oh, God. I had a happy childhood, to be honest with you. I had everything that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Family support, friends, the basics covered, and then some, vacations and stuff. But I felt that I had to be the responsible one.
Mm-hmm.
So I always felt like I had to be in line and be the good girl. And I don't know. I mean, I definitely had a strong belief system in my 20s that my only purpose was to get married and to have children, but that's not my only purpose in life.
Okay.
And
there's another belief that's deeper, but I need you to connect to it. So I think I'm already connecting to it energetically because it's shifting. I just need to find out what I need to ask you to get to it. It's shifting, so I can't think. Can you feel that lightheadedness?
I feel like a pain in my back. It's like it's coming back. It's so strange.
Interesting. I really want you to come out and say it, but I just don't know if you're going to connect to it. What's your earliest memory of, I don't know, playing with toys?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I lived on Staten Island in New York until I was 4. And then my brother was born and we moved to New Jersey. I barely have memories that young, but I do remember having a Sesame Street poster and sitting on the laundry room, just like playing with a doll or a stuffed animal.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember my earliest memory was sitting behind a rocking chair, and I remember seeing like a window in the living room, but I don't think I was with anybody. I don't think my brother was born yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's actually it. When you were, if you can just connect to, you don't have to think about it. I just want you to feel into it because your thinking is so powerful. Feel into what it felt like to be sitting there behind the rocking chair. What's the first thought that comes to mind when you feel into it?
I felt like I was alone for some reason. I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I know you don't know why. I know you don't want to know why, but that is what happened. I've got that written down here, by the way. So you actually, from that age, had a fear of being alone because you were alone.
Huh. Okay.
I actually, when I connect to that picture that you've brought up, I don't even see adults around. I feel like they might have kind of dashed out quickly. And you were there on your own, and that was really scary.
Oh my God. I remember that. I just remember seeing the window and almost like hiding behind the rocking chair, as if the rocking chair was going to protect me in some way.
You were totally alone. So I wrote down alone back when we were talking about the kindergarten year 1 thing. So this is your biggest fear. Which is actually saying, God, my voice is going. This has got something to do with it as well. So maybe not being able to speak up, not being heard. In that moment, you actually then formed a belief that you're all alone in the world. That's why you then created wanting to have a husband and all that sort of thing. That's why you needed friends to accept you. That's why So I'm all alone in the world, which is why we're a people pleaser. Why you will want do anything to be accepted by your family and not run your own business. So I'm all alone and not safe. Aren't you clever that you can connect to that memory?
It's the first memory I ever had, and I never knew what it meant, and I feel very sad and betrayed by maybe my parents, and I was always told that there was something that happened in my childhood and I didn't know what they were talking about.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
And I don't know why they would do that. Maybe they just went on a quick date.
Stop talking. See, you're so clever. You keep trying to cover up.
Yeah.
You felt alone. You felt scared. You felt betrayed. You were left there.
I can't even believe that's true, but I'm obviously feeling emotional for a reason.
Whether it was true or not, that's what you felt, because children create perceptions. They could have been in another room, but you didn't know that. Okay. Your biggest fear now is of being alone and not safe, and you will do anything not to be there again. And I need you after this call to go and have a shower or something and then cry, because you're still holding it back.
Yeah.
Because that was really scary. Okay. So, and I want you to be okay with not making up a reason why you were alone, or a reason why you were not, that you didn't feel safe, or a reason that you were betrayed, because that's your coping mechanism that you will always go back to. You just need to know that that's how you felt, and you need to honor that. This is a poor little 2 or 3 year old that was alone and scared and left all alone without anyone around. And we need to honor that. We're not going to make up stories as to why. She was scared. If you could talk to her, what would you tell her?
Being alone is a beautiful thing, and there's nothing to fear, and someone will always come back.
Just take a nice deep breath and then just take that in. So being alone is a beautiful thing. It will always come back. What was in between that? Being alone is a beautiful thing.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
Definitely don't be scared.
They will always come back. Okay. So just take another nice deep breath, and I want you to soak in that is the truth. Because when that happened, you just piled on all that other stuff on top of it. So it was running in the background and completely running everything.
Wow.
So what you've now done is you've kind of just healed her by saying, you're being alone is beautiful, don't be scared, that they'll always come back. So she feels okay. But now I need to connect to the part of you that beat yourself up for your whole life. Why did you do that?
I don't know. I was very hard on myself. As if things had to happen in a certain sequence, things had to happen at a certain time. And I must have been comparing myself to someone, whether it was my parents, my family, or my friends in some way, or comparing myself to idols, mentors that I admired.
It was actually comparing yourself to your own perception of what, again, a good person does or is.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're coming, because we've gone to the core belief, now we're coming back out again. So since the toilet scenario, you've beaten yourself up over all of that and saying, well, if I be this person, this perceived amazing person, number one, no one will know about the toilet. And we can laugh about that now, you know, like, but no one will know that I have this history, you know, if I just be this. So then you're always trying to be someone that is made up in your head and not real. And you'll never get there.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that your body creates a muscle memory around that. And even though you've stopped beating yourself up, it'll continue. So I'm just going to get you to take a nice deep breath and release that and just say, I was only just matching up to my own belief and hiding the fact that I thought I was, you know, I don't want to really use the word bad person because it's not really relevant in this case, but it was along the same lines of that wasn't a good thing to do, and so I'm kind of not good for doing that. Then we're going to come back out again. Hang on, I'll just let that energy move. So go to when you're a teenager and what happened, or what happened, or what's the earliest memory, or what's the memory back then of when you thought you were stupid?
I
felt stupid.
I don't know if it was my teenage years, but I had a long-term boyfriend for 4.5 years. I'm trying to think when that was. It was definitely my 20s.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What happened? Can you not really talk? Yeah. Can you talk now? I can see you kind of going.
Oh.
You're like,
oh well. I had a long-term boyfriend, and I felt like while there were so many beautiful lessons there, he was kind of mentally abusive.
Yeah.
And he just said one sentence, "You are worthless."
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, where did that come from? Who says that as a lover? That's crazy.
Yeah. So I just like that's kind of all the memories we're going to go back on. You will keep having other ones come up. What I want you to acknowledge is that when these things happened, you are then trying to make sense of them. And I don't know, you're very academic around that. You're very academic around trying to make sense of stuff.
Yes.
But what that's done is it's buried because when it made sense of it, for some reason, it got buried rather than released. So what I want you to do is just be aware of any thoughts that come up, and instead of making sense of it, just forgive it or apologize, or do you know what I mean? Like, just be okay with it.
Okay.
Because your way of dealing with everything was to make sense of it, it kept it real and kept it solid, and it's kept it within you, which then creates experiences that will reflect those things.
Wow. And this is all related to my money story. That's amazing. Okay.
So we have released like 5 or 6 things today by, going back to when you were 3, 5, teenage, 20s, like, and even some of the things now that you've acknowledged that you have you've decided, I don't know where you've decided or whether someone told you, that by being academic and creating a purpose or a reason for it, that it made it like it kept it real still. It didn't release. In a lot of cases, like now, when we have an awareness over something and then we can make sense of it, it releases. But somehow for you, it just went back in. And that's heavy. Like, that's heavy. And what will happen, like when you said that, your teachers would tell you that you would never make it, that you were, wouldn't be able to do anything. That what happens is that when you keep something within you, people just mirror. And they'll tell you these things. And then you're like, where did that come from? It's mirroring the stuff that you've pushed down within you. But the reason why you've pushed it down is that you've added knowledge on top of it.
Yeah.
To try and make sense of it. That's why I was so shocked when we were going into the belief systems and you just kept giving me knowledge. I'm like, wow, that is so interesting that was a way of just dealing with it. So I'm actually thinking from now on you may deal with things a little bit differently, where they'll come up and then you'll just be aware of it and then go, oh, well. Don't, because it's actually hard work trying to work it out, putting pressure on. It's like
finding it.
Yeah. I want you to be okay with anything that comes up and just go, oh, well, great awareness, I'll let it go. And that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I do believe that I have stopped this process of throwing knowledge on top of stuff. And that you will from now on start dealing with things a lot better. Not better, that's a really not a good word. Easier. A lot easier for you. So life's going to feel a little bit easier for you now. It's not going to be so stressful. I feel like that you've been carrying so much stress within you just from trying to cope.
Yeah.
No more. You're literally just going to go with the flow. Your life is going to be easy.
Okay.
Because that's who you are deep down inside, is that you are a beautiful person and you are, someone that loves life and loves people and loves everything. But what happened is that these experiences just kind of just went on top of it all and you kind of just lost yourself for a little bit. And that's where you come up and you say, well, I'm this person, that person, or whatever. It's like, well, you are naturally, who you want to be. And by putting all the extra layers on top, you just stop accessing that. And the learning, I need to focus on learning for some reason, because I feel like that, some people, when they go into learning, the learning is exciting and the learning is like really fun, but I feel like it's a chore for you because it's been a coping mechanism. It's interesting because I always thought learning was fun, but connecting to you, it doesn't feel like fun.
Maybe I'm trying too hard.
Yeah, it is the trying too hard. So if you can just, again, like the word that keeps coming up is just be, like being. Just be okay. Like if you're meant to learn something, it'll just come to you rather than you seeking it. Okay, so this is big stuff. Like this is programming that you've had since you were 3.
Wow.
So just what I want you to do, and it takes, I used to say it takes 24 to 48 hours for stuff to keep shifting, but people are still getting results after 3 days of just like big shifts and big changes. So I just need you, you've got so much stuff that you've put on top of this that I just want you to just to be okay with anything. Anything that comes up, that's okay, that's okay. Any memories, yep, that was okay. Anything that happens now triggers you, it's okay. Okay. But don't try and find a way to deal with it. Just be okay with it. Just stop and be okay with it.
Okay.
just because I just don't want you to start to get back into these patterns again. Because you can see you want flow, don't you? So you'll know when you're not going with the flow is that the money won't flow.
Mm-hmm.
The ideas won't flow.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will flow. So you need to come back to just being and being okay, and just not creating meanings or reasons or anything like that. So you are going to go through a little bit of a, I'm just going to burp because that's a part of processing it too. So let me just burp. Excuse me. So yawning and burping is a very good sign. If you do lots of yawning and lots of burping, you may even feel quite tired and washed out, but that's okay because it needs to go. And do you like journaling?
Yeah.
During these next couple of days, do lots of journaling. Whatever comes to mind, write it out, because that's going to be a beautiful way for you to release some of this stuff. So I really want you to connect back to who you really are, because you're so beautiful. You are such a beautiful person, and it doesn't even come down to you deserve this. You are this. You are whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely no more trying. If you say to yourself, oh, I've got to try and do this, or I've got to try and do that, no more trying.
No more trying. I think I'm trying to get a job.
Yeah, start to receive and start handing stuff over to the universe and going, yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Start to receive. I think because you've had such a big, we've gone through so much and you've had such a big shift, I want you to message me if you get stuck with anything, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that's going to come up. So I'm happy for you to message me at any time.
Yeah, I feel my wrist is aching, really.
You'll find you'll have lots of little aches. So what you say is, that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a really good, just anything that comes up, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Okay. Let it go. It's all good. Okay. And so message me that, any concerns or anything that comes up, but definitely go into that's okay. I will also send you some information around the universal mindset technique, which actually tells you how you can do this at home. So if you have something come up that triggers you, you can go into this process. Now, what the process is it's simply, what is the issue? So for you, it was feast and famine. How do you feel about that, which was frustration, blah, blah. And then you go into, what does it mean about you? And that brings up the belief, and that's where you started bringing in your knowledge. That's why I was just like, oh my God. Then we say, what is the earliest memory of that? And then what is the truth? And what you did is that the truth is being alone is a beautiful thing, that I'm okay. We need to reassure you that you're okay, that you don't need to be scared, and, people will always be there when you need them or want them or whatever. Those three elements are really important to you. Being alone is okay because you didn't know that before. Right? Even right up to now. I'm actually getting a massive shift of energy going at the moment. Being okay. So can you write this down? Being alone is okay. Is beautiful, actually. Because you know that logically. You're so in your head, but your body's running the show. Being alone's okay. The next thing you say is that there's no need to be scared. And that people will always be there for you because you were always running on this program of needing to be accepted.
Right.
So can you see those three elements? So these three elements were running your life. You did anything not to be alone. You did anything not to be scared, and you did anything to be accepted and to be for people to be there for you. No more. No more, because you can just be, and that's enough. Yeah. Feast and famine was just a result of that. From now on, when you don't see flow, it means you're not going with the flow.
Okay.
How does that feel?
So much less stress.
Yeah. Again, you'll know when you're not going with the flow, because you will feel stressed.
Mm-hmm.
The other message I just got for you is it's never about the money. So whenever you think about it's about the money, go,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not about the money. I'm doing something else is going on within me. And look at where am I not flowing? Where am I not being consistent?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I, like, the things, so money is always a representative of something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where, like, a lot of this stuff that we're talking about around money was all around acceptance and not being scared and you know, not being alone. And what that was around the business side. But I really want to acknowledge money and
Mm-hmm.
say that now that we've wiped that away from the business side, I think you do have some energy in your throat that needs to be cleared, because you gave it to me before.
Sore throat.
Yeah, I think it's, and again, energy moving. So just like do a little bit of a visualization of allowing that energy to move on. But it's really interesting for the money side for you to know it's never about the money. So whenever you start worrying about money, I want you to go back to, okay, so what is money showing me? Is it showing me feast or famine? Is it showing me lack of consistency? Is it showing me whatever it's showing you? You look, say, okay, so where else in my life am I thinking that, doing that, or whatever? And just get rid of it of being about the money, because it's never about the money. It's always about something else in your life where you're not in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as soon as you let money go, like, money hates being responsible, hates it. Oh, money hates being responsible for stuff. Like, we're meant to just have fun with it.
Yeah.
So look at what it's showing you and never make it about that, and it'll give you your power back.
Okay.
You can do something about how you think. You can do something around how you feel. You can do something around what you believe. And you can continue to use this process as well. Now, also part of the universal mindset technique, I do actually send you through all the universal laws and the sub-laws which actually run our lives. So you'll see a lot of it is flow, ease, you know, not trying, all that sort of thing. So all those little tips will be great for you to read through.
Okay. I hope this is shifted. I feel like it's shifted. There's so much aha, and I'm ready to be complete with this cycle.
Well, just say you already are. It's already complete. Yeah. Anything that you want in the future, you say you already are. But from experience, you get the best results after 3 days. So just allow the shifts, allow the memories, journal the hell out of it all.
Yeah.
Release it that way. And, you know, if you need to go back to some element, like if a memory comes up from your childhood or whatever, just forgive, love, like, just release them.
Right.
Because you've had so much coping mechanism going on, and you've actually then grasped at knowledge to cope with it. I do believe that pattern's finished, but you may have some healing to do from the past of just, I mean, we've done big stuff here, but you may have some other beautiful little experiences that you have created a coping mechanism for, and it's just like, oh, okay, yep, okay, that's come up, awesome, I didn't really know that happened as well. Thanks for coming up, you know, and I forgive you for playing that role, and I love you, and again, like, giving yourself so much love, and, you know, you did the best, like saying you did the best you can, but we don't need that process anymore. We don't need to keep piling on the knowledge to compensate for our lack of knowledge.
Right.
It's all good.
Yes.
So see how you go. Message me, keep me posted. If you need help, you know, I'm always here, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Kim.
My absolute pleasure. And just be nice to yourself.
Yes.
Okay, darling. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.